Okay, let's talk about letterbox drops, a common practice among real estate agents in Australia and New Zealand. And let me tell you why you're doing it wrong. It's such a common thing for agents to do these days, is to send out just listed, just sold, invite to open homes, invite to auctions, or even if it's just a generic market update flyer that goes out. What you're forcing people to do is you're forcing people to contact you if they want an appraisal, right? And let's understand a couple of things here. First and foremost, they don't want to call you. It's interrupting their day. It's too much friction. They know they're going to probably get their arm twisted. And it's also too slow. People want information quickly. They want information at their fingertips. So when it comes to doing flyer drops, because you're doing so many of them, particularly when you've got, like a vendor paid fly drop going out, if it's like a new listing or a new sale, for example, you want to be strategic with how you're doing this. So generally what I see is I'll see agents put out a flyer and they'll say at the bottom corner or something, somewhere on the flyer, if you want an updated appraisal on your property, give me a call or shoot me an email, whatever it might be. I mean, they're not even answering their calls when you try and call them, so they're not going to pick up the phone and call you. It's too slow and it's too much friction. We want to understand a couple of things. Number one, we need to understand what consumers want. Now, your consumer are homeowners. Homeowners researching to sell or just generally researching the market. So understanding what your consumer wants from you. We're real estate agents. What's the one thing we do above all else? We provide appraisals. We give price estimates. We give, valuations. We can't call them that so much, but you're giving value, right? So what do people want from you? They want to know the value of their property. Because the reality of it is, even if they're not looking to sell straight away, the value of their property will directly influence what their next decision is. What they buy, when they buy it, when they look to sell, it dramatically influences that. So what do people want from you? They want to know the value of their property. Don't steer away from that. Don't try and overcomplicate that. Understand that that's what people want. The second thing, though, which is the most important, is we need to understand what your consumers don't want from you, right? And what they don't want is, whether we like it or not as agents ourselves, we need to understand that they don't want to talk to us until they're absolutely ready. Right? You know that, I know that, we all know that. Yet what do we keep doing? We keep jamming ourselves down people's throats and pushing our own agenda. This is almost what creates this poor stigma with real estate agents, is we're constantly just fishing for business. When you market in a way that makes them feel like they're making the decision, it's a lot more fluent. Okay, so number one, what do they want from you? Number two, what they don't want. The third thing we need to understand is how they want things delivered. As I said, we live in a world now where people want information at their fingertips. They want instant information instantly. They want that instant gratification, like Uber, right? They're not going to wait 20 minutes for a taxi to come when they can get an Uber in 5 minutes, okay? So they want information quickly and instantly. Trigger that curiosity, trigger that instant gratification. So instead of putting your name and number and your contact information on flyers moving forward, what I want you to do instead is I want you to create a QR code that directs people to get an instant price estimate on their property. You can do it through Pocket Appraisal. I'll put some links in here as well. And what it basically does is it allows people to scan the QR code. And the little note you're going to put on your flyer is going to be, rather than call me for a free appraisal, you're going to say, if you want to know how your property compares to this market update, or how your property compares in comparison to this listing I've just put out there, scan the QR code to get an instant price estimate, or use our free pricing tool to find out your home's value instantly. Something along those lines. It creates a lot more curiosity, and it removes the friction of having to speak to an agent to get it. Okay, you get where I'm going with this. You do this and I promise you your leads, your appraisals will absolutely explode. But what it also does is it streamlines your follow-up conversations. They've already got what they want, so it means that your follow-up conversations can be a little bit more strategy focused. When all of your competition is sitting there saying the same old script that Tom Panos gave them, nothing against Tom for the record, but do you know what I mean? The same scripts day in, day out, trying to push an appraisal, get in front of people. Your follow-up conversations are more strategy focused. For example, rather than calling and saying, we're in your street next week, we're doing a few appraisals around the corner, blah, 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 price drive crap, you can call them and say, now that you've got the price estimate for your property, how about we come out and strategically talk about how we can maximize your value when you go to market, okay? It's a completely different conversation. Again, it creates curiosity and it gets you in front of more people. And because you've already given them what they wanted, which is the home estimate, your follow-up conversations are much more well received. Okay, you're going in with better information. You're going in and they're trusting you a lot more because you haven't made them jump through hoops to get the information they wanted. So consider that. Try it out. Be consistent with it. Particularly with price drive letters, again, you don't want to be just sitting there going, we're in the street next week. Be intent focused with it. Get an outcome, focus on what you're trying to achieve and give them exactly what they want, making them feel like they're making the decision in their own time. It's so easy to scan a QR code, go and sign up the Pocket Appraisal, really easy to do. As I said, I'll put a link somewhere. Check it out. Let me know how you go. See you in the next one.